testing, you know. So the first thing I'm going to do is just sort of like clone some rocks like this. And when you clone them, you can sort of, you know, twist them around like this. You can clone some more. You can scale them up and down. You can even get some grass like this. We can move it around. Maybe even some trees. Let's put some trees in like this. Perhaps another one. Looks good. And then perhaps, you know, like if we put some sort of cliff down here, you know, so we've got like a little gap to get across, and then we need to sort of, you know, get across here. And, you know, we could, like, we're not going to be able to get, if we're walking down here, we need to be able to get up there, right? So one of the ways you do that in Dreams, you know, is when you clone, you can actually sort of multi-clone like this. So if I get one piece, I can actually clone in a few more pieces like this, and we've got some gaps and stuff to jump across. But what we probably need is like some danger or something.
Hey, John, actually the community was asking if maybe you could put some lava in the level, just to see if...
I've got a bit of lava in our collection.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome, hello. Let's have a look.
Hey.
Let's go to my elements here, and let's create collection. I've got some lava in the middle.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. Oh, that
lava
cool.
cookie.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, we can stick that in there, and if we sort of let time run, you know, we've now got some like danger now.
Oh,
We've
looks
got some
great.
lava.
I love that.
Yeah, I like it.
What?
I've used this lava cookie before, I think, but I don't think I've ever looked on the other side of it. Have you guys ever seen the other side?
No, I think it's always stayed.
It's always upright, right? Yeah, because the lava's this way. So.
Yeah, what's on the other side of the lava?
Let's have a look.
Oh, it's nice. Some rocks. Like, that's cool. What is...
I like the way they move.
John, what is that?
Is there... There's something... What is...
Has that been there the whole time?
I mean, I put it in ages ago. I can't remember what it said, though. I do remember putting it there. I can't remember.
What
is it?
That's something.
Dreams Creator Beta. Sorry, Dreams Creator Beta. Wednesday, 19th of December.
Isn't that tomorrow?
Oh my God!
Tomorrow.
Is that always there?
I built this a long time ago.
Genius, John.
Yeah.
That is.
It must have been. I did that. That was it. Yeah.
And
that's tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, we should probably give some people some housekeeping information on beta, which is what I'm going to do for you right now. So a lot of you have been looking forward to this very much. Everybody here has been working really, really hard to bring this to you. There's a couple things. First of all, the general public is going to be able to sign up for this beta starting at the end of the first week of the new year, so around the 4th. But that said, everyone who follows our newsletter, who is, and these are not my rules, but this is the general rules for Sony betas, who is 18 and older and who lives in, I think it's like US, Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Australia, are all going to get invite codes tomorrow. So we're going to send those to you.
That day again, right?
As a thank you for being amazing fans and giving us so much support throughout the year. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So,
That's cool.
More housekeeping.
Right.
I get to do all the really unfun stuff. So, the beta is covered by a confidentiality agreement, which you'll see in the email that you receive. And people who sign up will go through a process with this as well. The reason that we're doing that is, you know, honestly, this is like the first time we're putting it into everybody's hands, and we're really excited to get all of your feedback and hear what you have to say. We have forums set up where you'll be able to connect with other users and talk about your experience in Dreams, and also connect with the team here. Now, I just want to point out that this beta is happening over a holiday, and there's a lot of people on the staff here who have volunteered their time to manage beta, to make sure that the server is working, to answer your questions and all that stuff. But if you ask something and they can't get back to you right away, just give them a few minutes. It is, you know, like their spare time that they're giving up to support this. It means a ton to us. This is really a creator-focused beta. Like, we want to see what you make. We want to see you use the tools. We want to hear everything about that. So if you're not as much of a creator, like, you can, you know, join in the actual game, play lots of really cool stuff. But this is really focused on people who want to check out the tools. Anything else that I forgot? It takes about 4 gigs of space.
Canada.
Canada. Sorry, didn't mean to leave out Canada.
Was telling me,
I feel extra bad as an American that I've left out Canada. I'm sorry. Sorry. Now I'm extra sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. So it takes about 4 gigs. You do not need PS Plus, but PSN does need to be running. So, but you don't need PS Plus to connect. And I think that covers my list of things. So very quickly, if someone can just grab that camera and point it away from me.
Some people want to say
there's an amazing team of people who have worked to make this possible.
Give them all.
Hi. Like, huge, mega, extra special thanks to our server team, our code team, our QA team, our production team, who have just been like busting their asses to bring this to you. We're so excited to have you be a part of the beta. We're going to be putting up a blog FAQ after the stream so that it will have the answers to all of your questions, everything that I've just talked about, so you didn't have to memorize it or take notes. And right now, John is going to run us through the actual beta build, so you can see what you'll be experiencing, what there is to do. You're going to get a look at tutorials and other cool content. So here we go. Oh my God, this is so exciting.
Isn't it? Like,
really exciting.
The beta is going to run through January 21st, so you're going to have an absolute ton of time to get creating and to get your, your hands on the tools and to figure everything out. And those of you who do participate in the sign-ups, you're going to start getting access the week of January 8th. We want to accommodate as many people as possible, so we're going to do our best.
I'm totally going to be on it making stuff. And
you're going to get to see what John makes.
I will answer and ask as many questions as you guys convert me, and I'll try and help out and do, like, loads of us here from the content team and beyond are just going to be like there trying to help you guys make awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Without further
just big shout out to everyone watching that hopefully enjoy this. 3,000 people watching us.
Yeah, 3,000.
Thank you, everyone.
Hello. I hope you enjoy this.
Yeah, sorry about the technical difficulties at the beginning, but it would not be a MM stream.
You got to eat cake twice, so you really sorry.
I got 2 lots of brownie.
We went 10 months without any, like,
with no brownie.
Yeah, with no brownie.
Okay, so without further ado, we are.
You guys can come around here.
Yeah, we've got people who go come on. So we are
very weird having a live audience.
Our beta server right now. Here we are.
Yeah.
This is our home space. You guys, this is going to be your home space. So when you land in here, you'll get your own home space, and you can decorate it. You can come up here to your home space editor, and you can start putting in the things that you find. And the things that you find as you run through here, there's a few little things just in the home space. There's these little bubbles that you can run around and collect. And once you've collected them, you can start using them to start decorating your home space to make it really unique. So let's do some of that. So let's get the home space. We just collected one, so let's go into search. And we've got this little bridge that I just collected. And you can jump straight back into our little character here, and we can run around. So you can decorate your home space to your heart's content. It's going to be really pretty. I want to see some amazing home spaces out there, see what you guys can do. Next thing is we've got our main menu up here. This is where you go to do all your sort of dream surfing and your dream shaping and everything you need to do to make stuff.
And community jams, which is cool. We sort of, this is one of the features that sort of changed. It's now called a community jam. This is where we're going to give you a topic each week you can go and create, and then you'll be able to vote on your favorite things, which we'll showcase at the end of that week. So please participate. It'll be really fun to see what you make around a theme.
Okay, let's pop into dream shaping. Over here, we've got a Dreams Workshop, and Rich, who's just joined us, Rich is taking control of our tutorial. So I'm going to pass a controller, and Rich is going to talk a little bit about what's going on.
Oh, yeah. Right. Now you're doing a demo because you came over.
Ha ha! Trapped.
I've got to learn my keep, haven't I? So this is the Dreams Workshop. So when you first enter this area of dream shaping, I think we ask you kindly to do a tutorial first to get you into the tools, and that'll be in here. This is Start Dreaming. In here there's 4 parts. Only the first part you need to do, and then once you do that, everything else will be unlocked. So there's a multiple sets of tutorials. There will be more to come over the course of the game's existence, but there's plenty there to get started with, covering logic, gameplay, animation, audio, art, and there's even one there for the move controllers if you're that.
Yeah, and if you have move controllers, test it out. Give us your feedback. We'd love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, the important thing about these tutorials is that we really want to see how you get on with them, if there's anything you get stuck on, because we can always help you with that stuff. And this is going to be your first experience of the tools. in the game.
I just want to answer one question that I've seen popping up on the forums, is that we actually, the beta doesn't support PSVR, so that's not going to be in this build. And in fact, the facts that we're going to post later on the blog will tell you everything that's available or not available in this build, so that you're aware going into it.
Excellent. So once you've done some tutorials, you may want to check out some of the stuff that's been built. And one of the things that we've built that we're letting you guys play and remix and do what you want is something called Dreamverse Dash. And this is a little arcade game where you run around, but all the parts in it are available to you as a collection, and you can take those parts and you can make your own versions of Dreamverse Dash or anything you can think of using the parts. It's just sort of starting blocks to get you going. But we're actually going to play it and show you what it's about, and maybe we'll have like a little competition.
I think we. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
Hey, Mark, do you wanna come in and join competition on it? Yeah.
We're hoping to get some sort of competitive going between Mark and John.
Come on.
And the scoreboard's here, so you can see who's the best. So let's go and see. Okay, get the fastest time possible. Do you want to go first or second, Mark?
I'll go first because you're going to thrash me.
Learn your mistakes.
I'll show how it's done by
that logic,
normal
by the time it
people.
gets to me, you should be like pro.
Ninja.
We're a linear order.
No.
Okay. With an advantage, you go first.
Okay, here we go. So, step onto the pad. Countdown begins.
Go, 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 go! Got little speed boosts.
I missed my speed boost there.
I think you're relaying critical information to us, Mark, that may help us. Be careful with that.
Tell us something more about this level, though.
I can't. I'm concentrating.
John can.
I can. So this level was built using all these little modular parts that we give away, all these moving platforms. They all have little bits of logic in it. I'll show you guys. Rage down! And they all sort of fit together on the grid, and so we want you to sort of get these bits and make your own versions of Dreamverse Dash, but also other things. You don't just have to make a sort of running racing game. I can imagine you guys making all kinds of
That's what happens when you go for the shortcut.
That is, yeah. There's the easy path to the left and then the harder path to the right, and you need to take the harder path if you're going to get a high score, a fast time.
Really?
Yeah, you got to.
Tips.
You got to.
Sharing your knowledge before everybody's gone.
Whoa, straight for the.
What's going to be really cool, though, is when people get these building blocks and they all make their own versions of Dreamverse Dash, we'll be able to look at the different ways that people are using those pieces, and that will teach us something about game design and people's different approaches to it.
We also have a scoreboard now.
That's a rubbish.
So you can see where you land on it.
Yeah. Okay, your turn then, Rich.
Oh, go
What time did you get, Mark? Did you see?
About 20 seconds.
Is it log all of our different scores or not?
I think if you go back out now, it should. If you exit the level, and it will say.
I'm just recalibrating my
calibration. It should say with the high score.
25 or something like this.
So, look, that's everyone who's got time so far.
Yeah, so if you keep going down.
Yeah,
so that is lower down than that.
I think
is it?
QA is.
Oh yeah, because
there it is.
118. Okay,
right.
See if you can beat that.
Okay.
do it?
Yeah, that's
118. Okay,
Yeah,
I've got to beat that, have I? I've never done this before.
I did it downstairs a minute.
Oh yeah, sure, Mark. Yeah.
In like 20 seconds, I know.
I can jump, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speed boost. Oh, smooth. Rich says he's. It's so tense.
The handling's a bit
what?
fidgety.
What are you saying about Connie? By the way, the character is called Connie for all you people out there, and
She stars in a lot of the tutorials.
She does.
Well.
She's absolutely the star of the tutorials.
She's the heroine.
She is. Have you got any techniques that you're relying on here, Rich?
Just my knowledge of platform games.
Oh, nice. That is a. Oh.
You've got a double jump.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You go for the hard route.
No, I'm going to go for the...
Oh, okay. Safe bet. Safe. I like
Oh,
it.
there's a little speed boost there, look.
There is. Get all the speed boosts.
Oh.
I want to see everyone out there making much better times than we're going to make.
No. I could jump across that gap, but it's risky.
It's risky, yeah.
It's risky.
It is risky. Oh. I like these are very satisfying bouncy things.
There you go. Oh, we've got 8 seconds left.
Oh, you didn't really. You didn't.
Oh. 3, 2, 1. Oh, you beat just by a second.
Nice.
John,
That tells you when you get a best.
how much do you think you can beat them by? I think.
Yeah.
Like a couple of
You're not
seconds.
gonna have a go?
A couple of seconds.
I'm not wearing my glasses.
I'll try. Here we go.
Oh.
This is where it goes
haven't had
completely
your cake.
wrong. Here we go. Okay, but let's try.
John ate it all.
Concentrate.
We got very quiet with John.
Oh no! I can still do it. I can still do it.
Can you?
Yeah, I can still do it. I
reckon?
can still do it. I can still do it.
Honestly, do the hard route. But no one else had the gumption to attempt.
What do you mean? Oh, the
The
short.
difficult shortcut.
Oh, see if you get that,
I
it's a
knew what
double
you were
jump.
doing there.
It's a double
I
jump,
like that
and if
shortcut.
you get it, you can get the double jump, and then you can jump across. But I've missed all the tricks so far, so that's still good.
But at least you've taught them to other people, so when they beat your score.
Yeah.
And there's one as well.
Oh, look at that. Oh, no.
Okay, here's the hard.
Are you doing it? Are you...
Okay.
You built this level, didn't you, John?
No, what? No, did I? You're not supposed to tell them that. Got the speed boost that's there.
That was very tense.
Fooled by your own
Shame.
creation.
Fooled. I'm gonna have the worst time, aren't I?
You've only got
I can
18 seconds left.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Well, that just, you know, it doesn't matter.
Nothing like a positive
doesn't matter if you
mental
build the level.
attitude, John.
Yeah.
It was a teaching experience, a learning experience for
Come on,
community,
come on, come
teaching
on.
experience for
Just.
Can you win?
you. Fine.
I think Tom can.
I mean, let's go back to like the made by the molecules,
Okay.
where I couldn't do a whole load.
You can do it.
So,
I believe in you. I believe.
everyone can feel free to laugh. Like,
They are.
oh, nice.
We don't need to push it.
Oh, it's starting smooth. Better than me. See, you are.
You could be the dark horse here.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, it's still
you
good.
Blunder
Still
your way
sorry,
through at high speed,
Oh, grind! I like it.
like Mr. Bean.
Is he going to use John?
Oh,
I'm not
it didn't work
confident
out well
enough.
for me. I think this is going to work for you. Doing safe but consistent, I think it's
Yeah,
going to
right.
be. It's going to win it for you.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh yes. Oh, time to perfection.
You're better than John.
You are much better. I know when I'm beat.
Don't take the shortcut,
Don't,
man.
yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. We're all rooting for you.
I've tried the shortcut a million times before, and it's just never worked.
This is a good run.
Oh.
Last second, it's nudge the
Blimey.
controller. Oh, where did you go?
I think you might have. Whoa!
Whoa!
Wow!
How did you do that?
I know how you did that.
I don't think Tom knows how he did
No, I don't.
Look
Let's
at this time.
go
Look
with
at
it.
this time. You've got it. You've got it.
Tom, go.
Come on.
You're representing Q.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
That was
I'm going to
amazing.
leave now.
Yeah, I would.
Like,
Drop the mic
yeah, and
and just
guys.
out.
Wow, that's yeah. Wow. Okay.
I like that.
Cool.
We actually did it. Your prediction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Perfectly
learned.
came true.
Yeah. Amazing.
And we showed off the scoreboard, which is a new feature
Yeah.
in Dreams. Yeah.
The adrenaline is going. Right. So I
Okay,
think,
then.
John, you want to show off some of like dream shaping, like.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's worth pointing out that in Dream Surfing, we'll have a couple of those cool little MM arcade games for you to play as well. So, you know, that's what'll be in there. And then, of course,
Oh, okay.
whatever your
Nice.
fellow
That's okay.
beta players publish and make. So exciting. I can't wait to see what people do.
Super exciting.
I'm sure hopefully we'll see a lot of variations on that race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hope
think
so.
So there's,
Are there any bits that are included that aren't in that race that they can add to it?
Let's
I
go.
think
Let's
so,
go and
yeah,
have
in
a
the
look.
kit, there's-
Yeah,
our
there's some other
collection.
bits and bobs.
Yeah.
So let's have a look. We've got a collection called Dreamverse Dash. So that level's called Dreamverse. So if you guys are looking for it, just search for
There's the effect.
Dreamverse Dash.
Kit. There
And
we
there's
go.
the kit. Oop, where's it gone? There it is. Let's have a look in there. So here's a load of pieces that you can use. You know, we've got boost pads and dangerous things and fans and walls you smash through and
Balloons.
chevrons. And here's the actual level. So we could actually just remix it now. We could go into it and we could hit remix. And this is where everyone you would end up in.
And this is where John tailors the level
So I
to
can
his
win.
ability so he can win.
It obviously didn't work that time. And you can see everything is these tiny little blocks like this, and they all sort of fit together. So if you turn the grid on, up here on sort of handy guides, you can move these all around on the grid, and then
Oh,
they all
nice.
fit nicely together on the grid. So this is really good for just sort of blocking out and building levels together nicely.
You don't have. You can remix this, or you can start from scratch. With
Oh, you can
bits as
stoke
well.
type. In
Yeah.
fact, we should do that. So
Let's start from scratch.
let's leave there. I don't want to save this time. So let's start fresh. Oh no, that's a collection. I don't want to start a collection from fresh.
So we've got a few people asking, like, that have just joined the stream, asking about like some questions to do with the beta. So
oh yeah, yeah.
worth reminding them about the FAQ is going up after this stream.
Yep, we'll be putting information.
Load.
Yep.
And people asking them, like, the newsletter access.
Yes, so if you subscribe to our newsletter and you qualify, which means that you're over 18, and in, I'm not going to screw this up this time, US, Canada, remembered Canada, Middle East, Africa, and why am I blank? US? Who said it?
Yeah.
And Europe. Then you qualify, and we'll be sending out codes tomorrow. I don't have a specific time for you yet. We'll try to do it as early as possible, but I don't have time.
Presumably, this is for people that have already signed up to the newsletter. If you try and sign up now...
No, if you sign up now, that will not work.
Well, I can tell you exactly what will happen. Our website will crash.
Yes. Please don't.
But yes, if you sign up for the newsletter now, you won't. But if you do want to follow everything that we do, signing up for a newsletter is a really good way to know what's happening at Media Molecule, what we've got coming up, where you can catch us on the road, see recaps of our streams and everything we get up to for the month, meet some molecules. We're going to be putting out our newsletter at the end of this week, as a little end of the year, like goodbye. And actually, the molecule that you'll be meeting in this newsletter will be Alex Perry, who's our feedback manager. And those of you who are participating in the beta are going to be interacting with her a lot on our user voice forums. She's the one who's compiling all the feedback from beta to give to the team here. So,
and it's her birthday today.
And today is her birthday.
Happy birthday, Alex.
Happy birthday, Alex.
Happy birthday, Alex.
In fact, the brownie is her birthday cake.
Yes.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfectly timed.
What have we got so far?
So I made a
And for
big
her
flashing
birthday,
thing saying
she's gonna be
beta,
working
just in
through the
case anyone
holiday.
joining wasn't sure what was going on. It's just, it is the beta. So let's find Connie, so we can put Connie in the level. And we can't wait to see what...
Are we just making like a little celebration, like beta level for
Beta,
the...
beta,
yeah,
beta,
okay.
So
And yes, make sure if you are in the newsletter list, check your spam folder before reaching out to us and going, I didn't get a code. Please.
okay. And let's jump into... We can jump into play mode. There you go. Do you want to try out Connie?
Oh, yes.
Tom, my Wandle, magnificent,
to
glamorous
follow?
assistant. Oh, yeah, I'll put my new controls down. Okay, and there's just in case you guys weren't sure that...
Hey, we need more speed.
Need more speed.
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing I want to show you about Connie before we carry on, if you
yeah, I'll pop this down.
is I'll show you a bit of the inside of Connie, if you will. She has some cool logic. So if you tunnel into her once, and there's a microchip on the back here, which is where all her logic lives. And here we have a load of things we've set up for you people to use. So we've got these, you can turn on, her death animation, whether you can do a slam attack, which I'll show you in a second.
Connie's the first thing in Connie's brain is death.
Well, it's what she's thinking about, I guess.
She's only a robot, kid.
Until you possess her, and then you become her.
She's got no face until you possess her.
So if you do Connie's first animation, we'll take that on. That means when you first possess her, she'll do like a little animation. You can turn on double jump here, which means you can have it on all the time. You can say how long the duration of that double jump lasts, whether speed power-up's on, how fast or how long the duration of the speed is, how much the speed power-up gives you. So we've set all these things up nicely so you can use them. So I've now turned on double speed and double jump and Connie's first animation, which sounds like I'm talking nonsense, but if Tom passes me the controller, you'll see Connie's floating in the air, so we have to stick her down on the ground for her first animation. There we go, because then it'll make more sense. She's on fire, whoops. And then when you possess her, she'll jump and do a little animation. And now we've got double speed. We can run around really fast. And because we're running around so fast, we're on fire. Which makes sense.
Awesome.
What I might do is turn the fire effect off.
But those switches are just automating things that you can also fiddle around with even more.
There's even more logic inside. So we've set all this up so it's quite easy for you to just tweak a load of things on her. You can also just tweak her directly. So if you just literally tweak her, you get all the puppet controls, and it has things like movement speed and stuff here, height, jump, all that kind of stuff. But if you go further inside the logic, and this is if you want to get really advanced with the logic and see how we set this up, you can go in and it's all been named nicely. So when you hover over things, you can see it's got names on. So you can follow the route of these wires into any of these little microchips here, and they all open up in nice places so you can see what they all do, and each thing is named. So this is a really good way of learning logic. And so everything that Connie does is contained in here. So this is a really good place if you want to learn logic, to see what kind of little tips and tricks we've done. And you could change it all, you know, you could remix Connie and go nuts and give her completely new superpowers if you wanted to, which I would totally do. Okay then, let's carry on building this track. What do you think we should do, Mark?
Bounce pad.
Bounce pad.
Crank it up.
More danger.
More danger, crank it up. I like it. Okay, so...
Bounce pad and low gravity.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, you're really...
Let's go mad.
Okay, let's see if we can do that. Okay, so low gravity, we can go into our gadgets here, and in one of the gadgets, I believe it's over here, there's a global gadget.
Yeah, global settings.
So I'm going to stick this in the world, and what I like to do is if I'm going to do anything that's sort of global and affects the whole level, I stick it right near the beginning of the level and nice and big, and this will help you find it later. So in here, we've got a few different things, but one of them is gravity. So I'm just going to reduce gravity down to, let's see what, I don't know, 16%.
You have to remember to turn on the...
oh, yeah.
Yeah, turn it on.
There we go. So
There's one of these in the Dreamverse Dash level, isn't there?
Yeah.
So let's see what our gravity is actually like. Now it's lower. There we go.
Floaty jump. There you go.
Well, that is really...
That's
That's
super floaty.
Super floaty. I think that might be a bit too much.
A bit too floaty.
There we go. Let's go for 25. Okay, so
Put a
we're
bounce pad in next.
let's make that gap bigger now that you're super floaty, and we'll put a bounce pad. So if we go back into our search, and we can search for our... In fact, if we just look for collections, we should be able to find... Let's have a look. Let's go for just Dream. And up here you can search for tags and categories and sorting and filtering, so you can look for certain things. So we can actually look for, you know, sound effects if you want to look for sound effects, or music or contraptions, or you can search for elements or collections. So we're just going to search for collections, and we've got all our Dreamverse Dash stuff here. So in the kit we have a bounce pad, and if we turn the grid on, it will line up nicely.
Auto guides will help.
Oh, auto guides, yeah. So, as well as having all these different types of guides up here, stay up, ride, precise move, one of them is auto guides, and lots of our things have been set up. We've done as best as we can with auto guides, and this one is set up to stick onto the surface of things, which is really nice. It just helps you place it in the right place without having to think about it too much.
So auto guides is a gadget you can stick on any element, and it will allow you to force certain guides just for that element. So if you want a certain thing to snap to a certain grid size, but you don't want everything in the scene to snap, you can put an auto guide on one object, which will make it snap to that grid size, or stick to surfaces or whatever.
Exactly.
We've set up a lot of that stuff in the collections for you, but it's optional, and you have to switch it on there in the guides menu.
And you can make your own things. So anything you make, you can set your own auto guides on, because you know how it should be placed. So that's really useful if you're thinking of giving your things away to other people.
If you're sharing them.
Yeah, give them auto guides, because then it makes it very easy for people to use them the way you intended them to be used.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure most people know this, but just to say the obvious, all of these pieces that we're using here to make this level are actually made from scratch with the tools.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So this is sort of almost like a sort of middle complexity of making a level, if you like, just using some pieces that somebody else has prepared for you. But you can go in and model your own things from scratch and add your own logic and maybe expand this kit, for example.
Exactly.
Or you could customise these bits.
In fact, let's do that right
Paint them
now.
in different ship styles. You could make them into rock and make it into a sort of real kind of prehistoric temple, or whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah, totally. So if we take this one for example, we've gone into here now, and you can see it's made of a couple of things. So we've got this sort of outside frame, this middle block, and then we've got this sticker that's on the top and around the side. But we could go straight into sculpt mode now, which you've seen me use before, and we could start sculpting inside this block to make it into a blobby block for whatever reason, you know.
Yeah.
Of
Of course.
Because that's what you
You
do.
could do like a little loop to run through. A little
Oh, loop, that's a good idea. Mark's full of good
Donut.
ideas. Let's do that. So it looks like purple would make sense, actually, so we can get purple. And we can use our torus shape. Whoop. There we go. So now I've got a little shape come through, and let's make sure it's nicely positioned. There we go. So now we've just modified that block, and you could publish that and give it away as well. We're not going to stop you modifying our things and giving them away, which is really useful. And then with that block, we can copy it now, and we can just make a cool tunnel to run through. So that'll look quite cool running through there. Let's give that a play and see what that's like.
So we're going to test out this bounce pad with low gravity as well.
Yeah.
So it could all go pear-shaped.
It could go completely wrong. Ooh, okay. I'm walking slowly because I'm worried about the gravity. Oh, I'm really...
I go into the chat for 2 minutes and this happens.
Whee! That is seriously low gravity. Let's get across the gap. Yeah, look at that. I think that needs some boost pads on there.
You could put the gravity back to normal, but have the jump height be really high.
That's a good idea, Rich. I like that. So
because then you maintain the crazy speed.
Yeah, I like that. So
but have the crazy jump height.
So if we turn off the global gravity, Tyler, I leave it there just in case we want to put it on later. It's always good to leave these things on.
Can the bounce pads go sideways so we do pinball type stuff?
We could do that. We could do that as well. So in the bounce pad, I believe if we go inside of it, just like Connie, if you tunnel in once, there's a little microchip we've put here. Again, we've named it all, but on this microchip, you can see one of the things we've done is change the bounce pad height. So should we just go for fit, see what that does?
Always go for max.
Go maximum, and then you want sort of a pinball thing. So maybe if we put one over here and then twist it against the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
Have we got anything destructible?
And then sort of
around
like that.
Yeah, there you go.
That looks cool.
Give that.
And then Rich said a destructible thing, right?
We want to smash through something, don't we?
So let's do that. So I think over here there's a smash.
You want to smash things too.
Wow. It's been a long day.
There we go. So let's see how that plays out. Now, this is, when you guys get this, you're going to play it and you're going to have to sort of test it, because it's not always going to work first time. This is me saying that I don't think this is going to work, but let's see. Okay, super bounce pad. It wasn't too bad, actually.
Yeah.
Did you crank that one up?
I did.
I think you need a boost pad
in front of it as well.
Okay,
and a little ramp.
Oh, nice. Yeah, let's do that.
A little wonky bit.
So,
what time have we got, by the way?
Well, I think what we should recap some of the stuff that we talked about, just to address some of the community questions and concerns that are coming out of beta, and show a little bit more of what's in the Dream surfing part, because I know that Kareem wants us to show the gallery.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just give some inspiration to people who are interested
do you want to take over
as artists.
to show the gallery stuff?
Or where's Kareem?
Yeah, Kareem.
Cream is here.
Kareem.
Hey, Cream.
And now we have a Kareem stream.
I will move to the side.
Okay.
Slightly.
Or we can, if you Cool. All right, we're swapping out Mark for Kareem.
Swap out.
Hello. No, part of what we put together for you as well in this beta is our galleries. Shall I save this beautiful piece?
Oh, no.
It's fine.
Places you in the middle.
No, bro, no, it's cool. So basically, because Dream can be many things for many people, we have put some examples of what you can do if you are mainly focused on doing a beautiful environment and you don't have much gameplay in mind. You can do a beautiful setting and then give it to another person to add gameplay or story or animation to it. And we have put it up in Dream Surfing, the art gallery it's called, and in it you can see some examples of levels that our artists have put together for you to inspire you, to show you what you can do with Dream, 3D environments and settings that are very unique to Dream. This sort of painterly engine, the sculptural engine. If all you want to do is a portrait, this is all you need to do in Dream. If you want to do a scene for a game that you can share and publish for someone else to put gameplay, this could be the beginning of a horror genre, for example.
It'd be great if people took some of these things and actually turned them into games.
Please, come on, do it. But we wanted to show you what you can do, and of course you use the DualShock, use the Move controllers. I think this is an example of what you can sculpt if you have your moves. So go buy some moves.
The other point this is making is you don't have to make games. You can make anything. You can make music. You can make sculptures.
That's asking to be made into something.
You can also, if you're good at one thing, you can do that and team up with people that are good at the different disciplines and combine your talents to make a game together or a movie or anything like that.
Absolutely. In fact, you know, I got asked on the Discord chat yesterday, someone said, what artists inspire you, John? And my honest answer was all the artists at because when I see stuff like that, it absolutely blows my mind, and I can't wait for all you artists out there to get your hands on it. You know, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. So basically, you have the gameplay collection. You have a little collection of art galleries. We're going to expand on these collections as time goes by, but that's enough to see the range and to see the start. What we also have the third one, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So we have our Arcade, and this is a bunch of levels that some of us in the office have made. You know, Christoph, he's one of our designers. Hammer Time, made by Steve, again one of our designers, and Please Hug Me is made by Dan Castro, who's one of our video editors. But this is just like a bunch of cool things for you guys to see and have a look at and figure out how it works, basically. So let's dive into one and check it out. Should we do Moon Raiders? Let's have a go. See if you can get the high scores.
With a scoreboard now. Yeah. That's really cool.
So, play.
And so as John is showing you this, just want to go over a couple of the points. So everybody knows, we will be sending out emails tomorrow to people on our newsletter who qualify. And again, Sony has certain requirements for beta, so stuff like being 18 or older, and because it's an English-only beta, what countries live in. We will be available in many more languages at launch, so don't worry. We will be a worldwide game, but for beta, it is English-only. We have a skeleton crew over the holidays, and that's part of the reason that we're not inviting a million people in right off the bat. So if it takes a little while to get a response on the forums, which we will tell you where to find those in the email that we send out, just give us a second. We're all very busy over the holidays trying to support this. And of course, if you aren't on our newsletter list, we welcome you to sign up the first week of the new year. Really excited to have you in. You'll be able to do that. We'll have all of that information first week of the new year, and you'll be able to get in waves starting the next week. We'll get as many people in as we can. Really happy to have you in and creating. And a reminder that it is covered by a confidentiality agreement, which means no streaming or sharing. But if you want to join in the conversations, please come onto our forums, talk to us, give us feedback, connect with other users, make stuff together. Your feedback is super important to us getting you dreams in 2019, which is like a really, really exciting milestone for all of us here. We really appreciate your patience. We really appreciate all the support that you've given us. And we're really excited to have you all in the beta. So thank you.
So excited.
Yes.
So excited.
And for anybody who missed any of the details that we gave out on the stream, we are going to be posting an FAQ on MediaMolecule.com after the stream that has all of that, all the information, everything you need to know. Yeah. So
it's happening.
I know.
One thing I wanted to say is, for those that are going to get onto the beta from tomorrow, is don't feel that you have to make something epic. You don't have to make a complete game or, you know, match these amazing vistas that you've just seen. But do something silly, you know, just make a basic biped and tell a joke or something like this. Give us silly things. So, yeah, please don't.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't be afraid to do silly things, basically.
Yeah. No.
But not, you know, not too silly, not too dodgy or anything.
But you know, just enjoy it. Enjoy creating.
Enjoy
things.
and repeat. Yeah. My one-liner for you is whatever you do 1,000 times.
I've got a piece of advice as well from my tutorials perspective is the tutorials are going to be your best friend when you're trying to learn the tools, because it's a massively complex and powerful set of tools you've got here. So when you do use the tutorials, pay attention, don't skip the bits, replay them and try to do them in different ways. When you're in the tutorials, you have everything unlocked, and we're not going to require you to do anything. So it's up to you to make the most of them.
John, what's your best advice for creators?
I think with Kareem, is how I started really small. So like I built a sparkler, and that provided me with as much like reward and satisfaction, and then start growing out. I create a lot of things for like our social channels, and that's like just take other people's stuff that they do and put it together. Someone will have created something for one purpose, and you'll be able to use it for something completely different. I think that's a really good way to experiment with what's possible in Dreams.
I agree. I would also say look for our community challenges as well, because they give you great inspiration. You know, if they're like, this is like the Christmas community challenge, or the I don't know, the robotic. You know, that will help inspire you. But the main thing about Dreams is it's fun to create. Like, I cannot tell you how fun it is for me to make things. That it's mostly the journey and not the end product. So don't worry too much about the end product. Just have fun making cool stuff.
That's zen, man.
Yeah.
And also, you'll learn a whole lot. This game can teach you massive things. I mean, logic, I had no idea. I could never get my brain around it. And for the first time, Dreams has enabled me to wire things together and realise how logic works.
So are you saying that for the first time in your life you can think logically?
That's one way of putting it.
It sounded like that's what you were saying.
I still haven't.
Just practice 1,000 times, Kareem.
Yeah, let's do this logic tutorial, Kareem.
Just in case anyone's wondering what I'm making.
Do we know what the first...
Are you making a potato because there's a potato next to you?
Yes.
It's Christmassy theme.
Oh, it's well, it has to be.
I think as well a good piece of it is to look back at our previous streams over the past year. Like Korean streams are obviously sculpting.
It's a potato because he's got a potato sitting next to him. We're ending the stream by making a potato.
Everyone on the chat,
which there is like
where's this going, John?
Where is it?
Everyone on the chat earlier kept saying that they really wanted a potato. I don't know why.
I don't know.
But I missed this. It became
everyone.
It became like so many people.
Some of the brown splotches need to be less faded.
Oh, I see. Okay, now
you're gonna have to make 1,000 potatoes.
It comes out.
A bit more shiny as well.
I jumped into the chat.
You know, you can make it very painty looking just by turning up the looseness.
No, we want real potato here, man.
Legit.
So I've made it shiny. Okay, so you want some
tighter, some tighter brown
bits.
bits.
Okay, sure. Just because it's you, Korean.
Thank you.
One time we made John make a strawberry, and he made every single dimple in it by hand. So we could go on for quite a while with John making a potato.
I do like making.
It's starting to look more realistic.
That is some cool potatoes.
Is that a?
Have we gone crazy?
I tell you what, if you use the.
But then someone.
If you subtract from it using a pale colour.
Yes.
Rich,
you genius.
Bite into it.
You can.
So Rich just told me a cool technique right now. What I want you community members out there to do is share all these cool techniques with each other. Yeah. So everyone, when you find something that paints. No. You need square. Trust me. So when you all make something that's great, I want you to share it. You know, if you
use the cookie cutter and make chips.
Okay, let's make a chip. Okay, because
I mean, so our streams have been like weird in the past. If you've like tuned in halfway
this might be the furthest off.
If anyone's joining us now. This is Dreams.
No, honestly.
And I am holding a potato.
Okay, and I've just made a whole bunch of chips.
Wow, really cut them out of.
That's amazing.
That's how chips are really made. Science.
To be honest, I don't actually know how we're gonna top that. So we might.
Is there a bigger mic drop than a potato?
Maybe a firework. Let's end on some fireworks because I feel like we should end on some fireworks.
All right, we're going to end on some fireworks. We're going to be putting up those that FAQ so you can get all the information that we gave out on the stream. As soon as this is up, Tom will be posting that on our social channels. So if you follow us on anything, he'll be posting it there. You can read them. Please read them. And fireworks. Let's do fireworks.
So how long do you think before the first thing appears on the service?
Who will have the honour of putting the first?
I don't know.
Is there an official time at which it all goes live?
Not yet. We're going to send an email out tomorrow, and it's going to have the codes in it, and people will be able to log on and start creating.
So this is going to be the race on for the first level, surely.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we've got one firework, and what I want to do is I want a load of them to appear everywhere, which would be really lovely. So if I get an emitter here, and then I'm just going to say emit the firework. Here we go, emit the firework, and we're just going to check that works. So basically every second it should emit a firework over there. There it goes. Okay, and I want it to move. Okay, and we want it to emit a whole bunch. And so now what I want to do though is emit them all multicoloured because fireworks are multicoloured. So one really cool thing we can do is our little firework here. If I just animate the firework,
This is animating
colour.
the reference.
This is animating the, so this
quite-
emitter is emitting this firework, and I'm going to modify this firework here. So I'm going to make it colourful, about there.
Oh,
And then I'm just going to animate changing colours like this.
Wow, that's really nice.
And then hopefully, when we play back, it's going to emit lots of different colour fireworks. So yeah, yellow, blue, there we go. But now I need to emit them in different locations. So
What
just
a
move the
yeah,
one
that's
down,
what I'm going to
yeah.
do. So what's really cool is here's where it's going to emit. And so I can put it over here,
What?
and I can even just animate where it emits. So I'm just going to do
Oh,
that.
does that
and
work
it's
then?
going to,
Oh, cool.
yeah, it's going to move it around like this.
Oh my goodness.
Just around the sky.
That is a cool ending, man.
Yeah.
So cool.
But then we need more fireworks and faster, and I can even scale it up and down, so I can make big fireworks, little fireworks as I'm going. I should have done that from the beginning, but there we go. It'd be fine.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and then let's stop recording. Let's
Whoa.
rewind
Oh.
time. Let's make it emit more faster. So every
Dark
2
sky.
seconds.
More faster.
More faster. Is that a word?
That's English for you kids.
And a dark sky. Yeah, let's finish with dark sky. My English is exceptional, I must say. And then here we go.
Dreams
And
does more faster. I like it. I'm in it. I like
it
it.
works. It works.
Oh, look at
Oh,
that. That's
wow.
beautiful.
And there we go. Ended on
Oh,
fireworks.
thank
So
you.
beta, thanks everybody.
Thank you for tuning in.